Hey guys, Coach again. Today we're starting a new series on training for combat marksmanship. The difference between the traditional way of doing things and combat is all about stress. The traditional way, you're on a flat range and you're focused on that front sight, the target's far away, it's probably warm and sunny, got one eye closed, and you add pressure to that trigger while you're focused on the front sight until the gun goes bang. Well, that's not what combat's like. Combat, especially for civilians, in that self-defense situation that we hope we never have, this is going to be high stress. So studies have shown both your eyes are going to be wide open. You're going to be focused on the threat because that's where your lizard brain says you should be focused. All right? There's no pulling back and looking at that front sight. If you've trained to that and you understand how that's going to be, then you'll get the results you want. If you've trained traditionally on that flat range, you're not going to get those results. I'm going to break it down for you in a series of short videos that we're going to call, well, Izzy thought it needed a catchy name, so we're going to call it a 5-minute fix. Don't be looking at your stopwatch because it might be a little longer or a little bit less. I tend to get long-winded sometimes, but they're basically going to be 5-minute chunks. The first installment is going to be all about the eyes. First things first is to establish which eye is dominant, because we all have a dominant and a non-dominant eye. Some of you guys already know this, but when you go to teach your friends and your family how to shoot, this is going to be the easiest way to establish that so you can tell them. All right? So what you do is you're going to take your hands at arm's length. You're going to make a hole about the size of a quarter there with your hands. Now, with both eyes open, looking at your target, you're just going to bring it up so you can see. Now, which eye are you looking at? You're looking at my right eye because I'm right eye dominant. So when you have somebody do that and you watch them, their dominant eye is the one you're going to see through that hole. That simple. Once you've established which is your dominant eye, all right, if it's on the same side as your dominant hand, no problems. If your dominant eye is not the same as your dominant hand, it's not the end of the world. We call that cross-eye dominant, and I've got a trick for you. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to take your firearm, it's clear. All right, now, if my eye's cross-dominant, then I have to use the other eye. So I'm just going to move my hands over like this. All right, so I go from here, that's me shooting with my dominant eye, dominant hand. If you're cross-eye dominant, all you're doing is moving the gun over an inch or two. Okay, a lot of time what you see people do is they come out, they go, well, that didn't work, so they're going to move their head and they're going to line up their sight that way. All right, now if you do that and you take the gun away, nobody walks around like this. So in that combat situation, you're going to be moving, or you should be. We want to keep our head up and neutral as much as possible. The next thing I want to address is the two eyes open. Initially, a lot of people are taught to close their non-dominant eye so they can line up their sights easier. And it's easier, but that's not what's going to happen in real life. Here's an exercise to help you out with this. We're going to use our thumb in place of our front sight. So first things first, with two eyes open, I want you to focus on your target. And then you're going to bring that front sight up there and just push it out. Now, you're focused on your target, so you'll see two ghost images of a thumb out there. Now, you'll notice when you squint your non-dominant eye, one of those ghost images gets a whole lot clearer. And that's what we want right now. So the reason I want you squinting that eye is because you're still going to get information. If you close it, now you've got nothing over here. Your brain likes to see things in nice, sharp focus. So it's going to switch over to the camera that's giving it the best focus. So just that little bit of squint will help you discern which one of those ghost images you're going to see and pay attention to. You're still going to be able to get full situational awareness, but there's your front sight. There's your sight picture. Now, it's not going to be in perfect focus, but it's going to be like a little heads-up display over the threat. So if you train on a range the traditional way, okay, you're on a flat range, there's no stress really, you got one eye closed, the target's not moving and it's not shooting back. That's going to be a big difference from that high stress self-defense shooting where you're going to be focused on the target, you're going to be moving, the target's going to be moving, and the potential for incoming rounds is there. We want to start training from that from the beginning rather than trying to learn it the traditional way and then come back. Your takeaways from this video are establishing your dominant eye and practicing that 2 eyes open technique. All right? Now, if you like this content, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Training videos usually get, fairly low views because everybody likes to talk about training and nobody likes to do it. So if you can, visit my Patreon page and, if you think we deserved it, join up. And as always, train hard, stay ready. Your thumb crotches there.